completely different question, but I wanted to get it before Mac. Guys, if the SEC goes to 3 permanent schools, who do you see Texas and OU being matched with? Love the show. Go Tigers. And, of course, that's the Cajun go. That's the Garrett go.
Yes.
Right there. So
Go Tigers.
I think for OU, I think OU and Texas will be matched together because they're not going to.
No doubt.
There's no doubt they're going to do that. I think that Arkansas would be a possibility for them, and Missouri. People forget about Missouri, but
Borders.
So
For Oklahoma?
yeah.
Texas, obviously. I think Arkansas is a safe bet. I mean, A&M would be a safe bet too, but I think, 2 of those 3 with Texas for sure, and then one of those 2 for a second spot. But I think, don't you also want to kind of open it up? Like, if you got Oklahoma, like, why the heck are you going to limit them to just the regional schools? Like, throw them against Tennessee or Florida or Georgia or any number of teams.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that the fans are excited about.
Right, but I know that this is going to be, like, depending if they want to do it like it's a local thing, a local bubble that makes the most sense, then, Arkansas, A&M, Texas, boom, you're done and free.
But if they have common opponents and A&M and Texas are not common opponents, what does that mean? Does that mean that A&M is good with that? Or does that mean that Texas says we don't want to have to deal with them unless we play them?
You've moved on to Texas.
Huh?
You've moved on to Texas now. We're talking about OU here.
No, I know. You're talking about common opponents. And I thought you guys were done with who you mentioned.
No, I'm talking about who would Oklahoma, in theory, play. I'm saying, it would make sense if it was Arkansas, A&M, and Texas because if you wanted to do it locally. But I also said that Texas is an automatic. A&M or an Arkansas as that number 2 would seem like an automatic. But do you want to limit Oklahoma to just being in this regional bubble, or do you want to see them like, no, let's throw them against Alabama as a normal game?
Well,
I mean, that's why you got them in part. It's not to get them against Missouri necessarily.
But those things will now rotate on an every other year basis, so it's not like going to be distant.
Who do you think UT's?
But you don't. But like. They just threw tradition to the wall. So I don't think that they're necessarily obsessed with tradition. They're going to be to an extent, but I don't think it's like, let's reignite the Big 12 battle of Oklahoma and Missouri.
Yeah.
You also want to kind of give something new. Like, you got these teams and these teams that you've already had.
Do you think when they do that?
Put something else together that could be new and fresh.
Do they have
Texas, Florida
point structures? Yeah. Do they have like point values for each school in the upcoming SEC? So that, wait a minute, you can't have Alabama, Georgia, and Oklahoma as your 3 common rivals. Do you think there's a little give and take there?
Probably is going to be a little give and take. For Texas, I do think that A&M and Oklahoma are probably going to happen. And then for their third one, it could be Arkansas. But again, it could be Florida. Texas and Florida playing all the time. They are kind of mirror images of each other.
Dude, that's more exciting to me than Texas versus Arkansas, honestly.
They're university ofs. They are the older school in their state.
Lots of money.
Yeah, lots of money. And
they'll tell you. But I want to if Oklahoma A&M ends up being a common opponent, but Texas and A&M don't.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not going to happen.
You got to maximize. I think everybody's.
What's the point? What would be the point of that?
I think everybody's going to get one. A&M's, I think, are going to be obvious because their maximum.
LSU, Oklahoma, and.
No, I think it's going to be LSU. I don't think A&M and Texas are going to be matched, or A&M and Oklahoma will be matched together.
Okay, A&M will be Texas, LSU, and who?
And Arkansas.
Okay, all right. That's going to be fun. I can't wait.
There's a dude who lives in Highland Park who has property all over Dallas that's football related that I think enjoys that A&M Arkansas rivalry.
Yeah, that Jerry Jones kid.
And I know I just said what I said about Texas and Arkansas. I know that's maybe not the best example, but I don't think that you just like want to reignite the Southwest Conference and the Big Eight and all this other stuff. Like they all died for a reason. Granted, you want OU Texas and you want Texas and Texas A&M, but get some new blood in there, too. Like, why have LSU and Florida and all these toys from the Southeastern Conference and these new toys that are eye to eye and not want to make something out of that? That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, the common opponents thing might be different. You're going to play some with them, but you don't want to see like a 10 or 12-year rotation where you don't get to play Georgia or Florida, even if they might beat you. That's what the fans are excited about, and they should be.